Thanks for joining in. And as you know, this is the workshop for Group 4 subject, which is physics. And what my intention for this session is basically to discuss the paper pattern and how different it is as compared to last year. Okay, you have school. Okay, fine. I can understand that. Thanks for letting me know. So I'm sharing my screen and starting the workshop for today's, which is basically group 4 and in which I'll be concentrating on physics. Okay, so welcome to the workshop, all of you. So if you have understood that you guys are the first ones who are writing 2025, the latest exam paper, okay, which is the change of syllabus. So 2016 to 2024 was one particular pattern. We'll just go through what was it and how different are your pattern, paper pattern as compared to the previous years. So from 2016 to 2024, the physics syllabus was basically divided in terms of chapters. Okay, so first 8 chapters were for core, that is done by SL and HL students. SL would do only first 8 chapters. The additional AHL was from chapter 9 to chapter 12 for the HL students. So in general, HL students used to do 12 chapters. So these 12 chapters, along with it, there was paper 3, which was optional physics. So students used to choose one of the 4 topics, okay, and just study one of those optional. But you guys are special, so the pattern has changed. Okay, so we'll come to that. So if you see here, the external examination had 3 papers. Paper 1 MCQ. This is for SL structure. It was for 30 marks. And paper 2 was 50 marks for SL. And paper 3 was 35 marks, which had optional topic as well as data analysis question. For HL, it was 40 for paper 1, 95 was initial, but it was later corrected to 90 marks for paper 2, and paper 3 was 45 marks. Okay. Now let's come to what is the change in the new pattern. In the new pattern, the entire syllabus, which was actually 12 topics, is now divided into 5 main categories, which is theme-wise now. Okay, so theme A is space, time, and motion. Basically, it's mechanics, which was chapter 2 till last year. Okay, and section B was particulate nature of matter, which has thermal physics as well as electricity. Topic C was wave behavior, which is a mixture of chapter 4 and chapter 9 till last year. Okay, everything to do with waves was part of wave behavior. Fields, which is gravitational fields and electrostatic fields, all of them included in topic D. And topic E was, or rather is, nuclear and quantum physics, which is actually a mixture of chapter 7 and chapter 12 for the previous. If you have access to the textbooks also, you could use it because the content is not changed. You have the same concept, but it is now divided into theme-wise. Okay. Yes. To make it more simpler, what I have marked here is the ones with red tick is the HL topic. Okay. So if I go from theme A, A1, A2, A3 is only 3 topics for SL students. HL would have all 5. That is, they have an extra of rigid body mechanics and Galilean and special theory of relativity. It's extra for them. Same way in theme B, you have 5 subtopics. Out of that, thermodynamics is not there for SL students, which is an extra for AHL. That is, HL students will learn all 5 subtopics. So wave behavior, there is no HL. So the entire content is for SL as well as for HL. Okay, yeah, if you have any doubts, please feel free. You can just raise your hand and I can stop to answer your questions at any point. Okay, topic D was all fields topic. Basically, it is a mixture of topic 6, which was gravitational field, topic 9, which was not topic 9, topic 10 for of last year. So the topic 4, 6, and 10 from the previous year is now divided into 4 subcategories. As you can see, D1 and D2 has both SL and HL content. Okay, so it is common for both SL and HL, but D3 and D4 is only for SL. SL and HL. Okay, so the extra is D1 and D2 has certain content which is not for SL students. Let's go to the last part, which is nuclear and quantum. As you can see, quantum physics is not there for SL students, but E1 and E3 has SL and HL content. E4 and E5 has only SL content. Okay, so especially SL students, there are a lot of topics which you are not doing. Okay, so that's how you come to know this is what I have marked. Any doubt till here, or should I continue further? All okay? Okay, so assuming that you have understood everything, let's take it further. If you can see the majorly the topic, we have to know what is an assessment objective. What are you tested for? You are tested for your basic knowledge, that is the concept, and that is nothing but demonstration of knowledge. So whenever you are studying the content in physics, it is expected that you should have certain basic concepts like laws, definitions, certain rules. Okay, it has to be understood well, and that's why you are judged for assessment objective 1. Paper 1 and paper 2 both will have such type of questions where you have to have some basic knowledge like laws. You cannot modify it in your words. You have to write it the way it is. Okay, so that is where its demonstration of knowledge means certain amount of rote learning is mandatory. And that's what is coming as AO1. AO2 is your application. That is where whatever knowledge you have, you're going to extend it to a given situation. For example, if it's force, then you have force in mechanics, you have force in gravity, you have force in electrostatic. Whatever you know, how are you going to apply it in multiple choice, data-based questions, that is data analysis questions, or whether it's a theory paper, short answers. Okay, so this is your understanding of knowledge. You're going to apply it in situations. That is AO2. And AO3 is basically how are you going to analyze the given situation, basically done in data analysis. So if you know data analysis, you all might have completed your IA as of now. So you know the method of analysis, evaluation, and synthesizing the given data that you have got. How do you interpret the result? How do you plot a graph? How do you measure the errors, uncertainties, and account for it? All that is there in the entire content, which is paper 1, paper 2, as well as your IA. So scientific investigation is basically your IA or your extended essay if you have taken up sciences. Okay. And AO4 is only applicable in your data analysis as well as your IA or extended essay that you have done. Okay, so basically theory paper, you will have only 3 assessment objectives, AO1, 2, and 3. Okay. Okay, now what is important here? These are called as command terms. So when you see these words in your particular question, what is the expectation from the IB is what you have to know. This is how you can write an answer if it's theory paper. So what do you understand by the term draw? Draw means they are expecting you to complete a graph, draw a label diagram with proper labeling. Okay. If it's graph, then the axis should be properly labeled. You should have the units written. Then you should, so if you're plotting a point, the point has to be a dot with a circle or a cross. So for graphs, The expectation is every point has to be a dot or with a circle or a cross, nothing other than these. Okay. And error bars, as you know, is one smallest scale going plus and minus sign. So wherever you're plotting error bars, it should have an equal scale, okay, equal width on one upper scale and one lower scale. So that comes in draw. When you see the term state, what should you be writing? Give a specific name, value, or a brief answer. They don't expect an explanation. So if you see the word state, means it's probably a definition, a law, or just a one word. What is the meaning? So for an example, I can tell you what is the nature of a centripetal force if it is about a planet and a satellite. Annually, can you try? What is the nature of centripetal force, or what gives you centripetal force if I'm talking about Earth and its satellite? Can you try? Anybody else? You can put it in the chat also if you don't feel comfortable talking. Centripetal force in this case comes from, yes, perfect. It is the gravitational force. Okay, thanks for answering that. So gravitational force. So when they are telling state the nature means you have to just give the name. Okay, they don't expect more than that. So state means only name or the sentence if it's a definition, no explanation required. Okay, let's take it further. What is the meaning of the term annotate? Annotate is probably completing a diagram or a graph, okay, writing brief notes. So basically, annotation is not asked in exams. Annotation would be you have annotated data booklet available in the net. So there are extra terms added for you to understand or explanation provided, okay, in a basic data booklet. And annotation is basically brief notes for you to remember. So these things you can have when you're writing notes. You can annotate your data. Calculation is only showing relevant steps if it's a method, if it's a proof that you given relevant steps so that you come to a proper answer. Description, describe is basically, as the word is suggesting itself, that you give a detailed explanation. Estimate is an approximate value. Okay, estimate the answer means you can write a range. Estimation is a range where they don't expect a perfect true value. Okay, outline is a summary. Okay, outline the nature of this force or outline what happens, what is a kinetic theory of matter. For such things, you write a brief account of, if I ask you, write an account for kinetic theory of solid, or what happens when you heat a solid or a piece of ice, account for the kinetic theory of gases, okay, kinetic theory of change of state, anything. So you describe the whole method in terms of structure of molecules. Last, the AO3, as you can see, analyzing is basically seen in data analysis question. Determine is obtaining a only possible answer. What is the possible answer in a given situation? Next is discuss, where you give your opinion, you give your conclusion, and that's what you do in analysis and evaluation of IA. You discuss the data that you have got, what have you understood from the range of data, what is the relation, all that you write based on your understanding, based on what you have done in the process. So they would like to hear your opinion on this. Okay, there is nothing which is to be included as a theory. It is your observation and conclusion. Okay, next is explain. As you can see, you give a detailed account of and with reason or cause and effect. What are the causes that led to this, or proper reason behind any scientific expectation? whatever scientific investigation you have done, you give a reason behind that. Predict means it's hypothesis. Prediction is hypothesis, which is what you get before you perform an experiment. Okay, it's called as hypothesis. Show is basically you're showing steps of any derivation or calculation. Okay. And the last is, as you can see, sketch is again a label diagram that you generally put in your IA. Suggestion is also propose a solution, talk about your hypothesis, that how is your result? Is it going along with the hypothesis, or is it going something beyond what you have thought about? You had some expectation of the results, you gave an hypothesis. Is the result according to your hypothesis, or is it slightly deviated? So you write your suggestion, what led to the problems, or what could be your possible solution if somebody else is trying to do the same experiment. Okay, so suggestion is improvements or the problems which you accounted during the procedure, what could have been better. Okay, all these come under suggestion. Okay, so let's see now uh, the paper pattern, how it is for HL. Okay, as you can see, for HL students, you will have paper 1 split it into 2 parts. First part is a multiple choice question, which would be for 40 marks. Okay, you will have 40 questions. And the next is 20 marks data analysis question. Okay, so you will have both the leaflets are different. You will have separate paper for 1A and 1B. They will give both the sheets at the start itself. So the student can do anything first, whether you want to do MCQ first or you want to do 1B, that is data analysis, it's up to you. Okay, so you are given both the sheets. You solve both, which is together for 60 marks, and you are given 2 hours for that. Okay, paper 1. Paper 2 for HL is 90 marks. It's the entire content, whether you are writing short answers, long answers, all theoretical concepts. You are given 2 or 30 minutes, and it's for 90 marks. Okay, and the third part is your IA, which you might have already completed by now. Okay, this is the front page that your paper will look like. So these are the expected instructions you can see. Okay, and if you see the last part, you can see the marks and the division. 1A is for 40 marks and 1B is for 20 marks. And ensure that you are getting the data booklet. Okay. So this is for paper 1. As you can see, 1A and 1B will also be given. So you will have 2 leaflets or the bunches given to you. Paper 1A and 1B will be separate, but will be given at the same time. Paper 2, as you can see, is for 90 marks. And you're getting data booklet for both the sessions. Okay. Yes. So it's a proper division here, as you can see. 40 marks multiple choice and 20 marks data analysis. Together it's 60. Okay. This is something which I try to do so that you can give based on this bifurcation, you can study the theme and you can give based on the marks allotted. So if you can see, this was taken from a sample paper. Okay, so we as teachers, we have only one document given by IB for students or teachers. It's only a sample paper which is released. And that was released along with the syllabus and data booklet and the guide. Okay, so what I have done is theme wise, you can see the bifurcation of marks. Theme A in paper 1A had just 9 questions. If you can see, this is for HL. I have done separately for SL also. Again, theme B, which is your thermal and electricity, 9 questions. Theme C has the lowest weightage. It just had 5 questions in MCQ. And theme D, again, similar weightage, 9 questions, and theme E, 8 questions. Okay. And in your data analysis, you will be given any two data analysis question, which may not be equally divided like 10 plus 10. It could be 12 plus 8. Okay, so you can expect one big question and one small question. Okay. For HL, paper 2, you can see the division. Again, it is 20 for theme A. The highest weightage is fields. So you shouldn't skip this topic. It's very, very important. Theme D, which is basically D1, D2, D3. Okay, extremely important and give lot of it has lot of weightage in both the papers, as you can see. Theme B is 18 marks. Again, theme C, the weightage is less. It's only 8 marks. Okay, and theme E, again, 18 marks. So this is what will help you actually to study or concentrate. This is the best time for you because you have just completed your IA submissions and you are now into your theory, and you might have your mock somewhere in March. So what is my expectation is I can help you in the next 3 sessions that you would be, if you would be attending, you could expect a good revision for theme A1, A2, and A5. A4, sorry, rigid body mechanics. Okay. So if you wish to join, then you can register for the next 3 sessions where we will have good. So basically what I can help you with is a good summary for those topics, a lot of practice with past paper questions, a discussion of why. So when you see answers, sometimes in MCQ, you don't know the logic behind it. So what I would be doing is we will be together solving paper 1 and paper 2 questions. And what is the logic behind a certain concept, or why was this answer? How to come up with an answer, how to reduce the steps if you are doing some derivation or you are solving any question. How can you reduce the steps and get the answers with few steps, trips? So I can help you there, and we can have a discussion so that as a group your doubts are cleared. Okay. So this is for SL, HL basically, and for SL you can see the difference. Only the marks will be different and the hours. Okay, so your paper 1 is 1 hour 30 minutes. In that, you can see the division is 30 plus 15. 30 marks is the MCQ and 15 marks is data analysis question. Paper 2 is 55 marks. That's what you can see in the next slide. You can see here. Paper 1A will be, yeah, it is 25 and 20. It's not 30 and 15, it's 25 for 1A. So you just have 25 MCQs and the rest 20 marks is for data analysis. As you can see both the leaflets are separate. So you're given 2 booklets as paper 1 at the same time. So ensure that when you're writing the exam, you get 1A and 1B together. Okay. So you can decide what you want to solve first, or you want to do both the things together. It's up to you. Together, you just get 1.5 hours. Now, paper 2, as you can see, theory, it's for 55 marks. Okay. Yeah. So as you can see here, paper 1 and paper 2. Now let's come to the weightage for SL students. So if you are an SL, you can note down this one. For SL students, in the first 25 MCQ questions, the bifurcation was like this in your, it's just one paper that I have got. So it's not that we have an average or anything. It's just a rough idea, which will help you concentrate on topics. Okay, so theme A, theme B had almost equal weightage. The next was theme E. Sorry, E is missing there. Theme E for 21 to 25 is for theme E, 5 marks. And theme C and theme D the lowest one. It's just for 3 or 4 questions. And if you see the next paper 2, theme A, theme B, and theme D, similar weightage. Theme C and theme E was lesser. Okay. So as I told you that if you are planning to come to the further workshops, it will be an advantage because we are going to discuss the topics A1, A2, and A4. So what you can expect is a good summary so that you have a proper revision. We will be solving exam style questions, and probably during the discussion, you will understand what are the common mistakes that we see as teachers in these topics and what are the better steps you can take so that you get full marks. Okay. Could we have a quick revision? Probably if there is a response, only then I can have. You can send your options. So what I'm doing right now is I am projecting MCQ questions from various topics. So what I expect from you is just give me the options. Okay, so you can put in the options starting from question 1. If I give your name, I expect you to put an answer in the chat box. Okay, Adit, can you help me with question 1? What do you think? So this is an idea of what you can expect in the next few sessions, 3 sessions. Okay. So Adit, if you can see, if power is not a fundamental unit, how can you express power in terms of fundamental SI unit? What is the option you think is going to be there for power? Okay. Others too, it's welcome. You can just put in your option that you see. So I'll give you a few minutes. Go through question 1, question, whatever you see in the first slide. Try to attempt the answer. Just write the question number and your option. And I will tell you whether you're right or wrong. Anybody who is ready with the answer for question 1? Ritvik, Ash, anybody? Sunita, Saina. Have people come in? Thanks
Hi,
for attending.
Smita.
Hi.
Yeah, I think the chat, they are writing the answers in the chat.
Yeah, I'm getting that. Question 1B. That's correct. Very good. Question 1D is the option. That's correct. Very good. Go to question 2 now. Whoever is ready with the answer, kindly put it in the chat. Question 2. Question 1, we are ready. The answer is given already, and it is D. Let's go to question 2. Whoever is ready, just put it in the chat. Question 2, it's on friction. If you increase the force P, will it change or affect the coefficient of friction and the force F? Yes, anybody? Put your answer in the chat, and I've got one here. Question 2 is A, which is right. It is right again. So I guess Annually is earning points. He got 2 marks already. Very good. Go to section question 3. It's on thermal physics. You can read the question. If you had a gas at which is 3 meter cube of volume at a temperature of 100 degrees Celsius, you expand the gas to a final volume of 6 meter cube. What is the final temperature? at constant pressure. At constant pressure, apply the law that you know for constant pressure. How would volume affect the temperature? Yes. Okay, answer is there. Even if it's not strong ash, you can just put your answer and we'll see whether it's strong or not. You might be right also. So try to attempt it. Anybody? It's open for all. You have to just punch in the answer that you feel is correct. And guess what? You guys are luckier this year because paper one, you are allowed to use a calculator. The last year, students were not given calculator for paper one. It was full calculation, but it was easier because calculator was not there. Okay, anybody? Hanuli, can you try that also? Question 3. Anyone? Question 3B. Okay, it's not B. I'm sorry. As you can see, the volume has doubled. So what should happen to the temperature? It's directly proportional. V is directly proportional to T. So the change in temperature should also be, what is the change now? Yes, yes, answer is D. Okay, because the change in temperature is directly proportional to change in volume. The answer is D. Now let's go to question 4. Have a look here. The sound wave has a frequency given. Frequency is given and wavelength is given. What do you remember about the relation between frequency and wavelength? They have given time period of another traveling wave. What can you do with time period? And if this is the time period, what is the new wavelength or the distance? Distance traveled by wave is something to do with wavelength. So what is lambda for the new situation and what is the nature of the wave if it is a sound wave? Okay, I can see few inputs here. Good. If the temperature is converted into Kelvin, then it becomes 373. Correct. Now, the problem is the concept here annually is change in temperature at Kelvin is equal to change in temperature in degrees Celsius. Okay, so whether the change from 373, it has doubled, right? Yes. So what you can expect, if it was 100, then it has to be double again. So it is 200 is the answer. Okay. Change in Celsius is equal to change in Kelvin. If the change in Kelvin has doubled, in Celsius also the change will be the same. Okay, that is the concept there. Okay, let's go for question 4. Anybody who can help me? Or we'll have the same person answering always. It's your this. If you answer, I can help you with what went wrong and I can help you with why is this a correct answer. Yes, anybody start solving question 4. Sunita, Saina, Gazenia. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing it correctly. Ash, anybody? Yes, I can see some input here. Ritvik, 4C. Good. Ritvik is correct. 4C is absolutely right because sound wave is a longitudinal wave and the wavelength, as you can see, 1 kilohertz. If the wavelength was 0.33, 2 millisecond, inverse of 2 millisecond is going to be the frequency. And as you can see, it would be double the frequency. So wavelength is V is directly proportional to lambda. V is equal to F lambda. Okay, so if V is a constant, you can see the relation between frequency and wavelength. So distance traveled in 2 millisecond will be double. Okay, good. That's correct. Next, let's go to the next question, which is question 5. Question 5 is on SHM. Okay, now you are comparing the displacement time graph with an acceleration time. Just in one step, you'll get the answer. It's very easy. Come on, let's see who can attempt this. What is the relation between acceleration and displacement? That basically comes in the law itself, the definition of what is an SHM. Anyone? I can see one input here. 5D. Let's see. Yes, it's correct. 5D is the correct option because A is proportional to minus of X. So A and X are equally proportional in terms of magnitude, but in opposite direction. So there's a phase difference of 180 degree. They are mirror images of each other. So the answer is pi radians, which is perfectly correct. Let's go to the last question 6 for this presentation here. Which of the figures shows you an highest centripetal acceleration? Try to recollect what is the formula for centripetal acceleration. How is it affecting if radius and velocity vector is shown the way it is? Which figure has the highest centripetal acceleration? Come on. You will find centripetal acceleration in the data booklet also in section A2. You have to just compare that. How is centripetal acceleration going to affect if you know the radius and velocity? Okay, I can see some input here. Good. Yes, centripetal acceleration is v square by r. That's correct. So get me the answer, please. I can see Hanuli's input, but I want others also to give their input. My dear Ash, it is not 6a. V square by r means velocity vector, if it's more, it's directly proportional to acceleration, and radius is inverse. A smaller radius will give you a bigger acceleration. And radius also, smaller radius and velocity. So your velocity is directly proportional and radius is inverse. Would you want to modify your answer? Ash, what is the difference between C and D? C and D, the difference is the velocity vector. Velocity is more in C and lesser in D. The magnitude is the length of the arrow. Okay, so the size, the speed of the particle is more in C and lesser in D. Ritvik, I hope you understood that the difference is based on their magnitude of velocity. The size of the arrow is lesser in D, but the radius is same. So similarity is radius is same, but the speed is different. How will that affect? I think I have to go back. Yes. Any change? Ash, would you like to change your answer from 6A to 6A is not right because your acceleration is inversely proportional to radius. A bigger radius will give you a smaller answer. Okay, I'll help you here. So what I was telling was A is equal to V square over R. So more the velocity, more the acceleration. And A and R are inversely proportional. So if radius is smaller, acceleration is bigger. They are inverse. A and R are inverse, while A and velocity is direct. Yes. What is the final answer? I think Ritvik has got it correct now. C is the answer. Good. Can I take it further? We have few more questions and we are done. Come on, let's take it further. Go for the next question. Two identical solid steel spheres, okay, The gravitational force between them is F. They are touching each other, okay? The spheres are now replaced by two touching solid spheres with a double radius. The radius r is now 2r. What will be the change in the force between the two spheres? Try to apply the fields. In fields D1 especially, you have gravitational field in D1. Apply the concept of D1 and tell me what is your answer. Yes, I didn't get any response till now. You have to just apply the equation for force. Newton's law of gravity. Something to do with even solid spheres, which are steel. Steel solid spheres, what is common between the two? Can somebody tell that? Why did they use the term steel? What is common if you have two spheres that is made of same material? Anyone? What is common? Annually, what do you think? Ritvik, Ash, person S, I don't know, he or she. Okay, I can see something here. 1 minute. Density, yes. Density is same. If the material is same, then mass over density is mass over volume. That is same. Excellent. So you start with what you know. You are given that the density is same. You are given that radius is same for both the spheres. If radius is same, and as I assume it as r, then the force between them is F. What will be the change in force if you double the radius? So such questions is comparison. Do it as a ratio method. It will help you. They want an answer in terms of ratio. They want you to compare the new situation to the old and tell, is the new force any new number which is a bigger, whether it's four times the original, 16 times, or is it 1/4 of original or 1/16 of original? You have to just let me know, is the force going to increase or reduce? Yes, please. So we may not be able to discuss in detail, but right now I will just give you the answers. Okay. And if you are joining with me, then probably in the next class, we can start with a discussion of these questions. Okay. So that I can help you solve such questions. Yeah, no, yeah, I got one answer. Let me see that. 16 times. No, it is not the right answer. 16 times is not the right answer. You're missing some calculation. Something is not correct. You're almost there, but there is something which you are missing. As we don't have much time, you can note down the answer is 4F. Okay, sorry because we have to rush and we just have 10 more minutes. Go to the eighth question, please. The next question, which is series and parallel. Which of this adds up to 6 ohms? Which combination gives you an answer of 6 ohm? Question number 8. Please give your response. Anyone? I can help you with very, very easy method to come up with the answers when it's parallel. Okay, so you don't have to even write, you can mentally do it. And if you're ready, give me your answer. Okay, since I don't see any response, the answer is C. Let's go to question 9. What is correct about the direction and magnitude of induced current? You have to use a proper rule. You have Fleming's left hand, right hand, you have right hand screw rule. Based on the rules in a given situation, what rule do you apply to get the direction of induced current? Is it clockwise or anti-clockwise? And is it a constant current or a varying current? Anyone? Okay, I can see a response here. B. Ritvik, counterclockwise and constant. You're perfectly right, Ritvik. Well done. Your answer is B. Good. Go for the 10th question, which is down. It is definition. So this is what is AO1. You have to know a proper definition for question number 10. What is the option? I can see some answer here. Yes, B. Yes, energy can be extracted per unit mass, which is correct. It's right. Very good. B is correct. Go for question 11. Question 11 is quantum. So HL students can attempt this. It is E2 topic. Quantum physics, de Broglie's wavelength. You have to apply the concept of lambda is h by p. What would be the change in answer if you know the energy? What is the option? Anybody? I've given you the answer. If you're an HL, you have to apply lambda is h by p. How can you write momentum in terms of kinetic energy? Replace momentum, write kinetic energy in terms of momentum, and replace P. Instead of P, you have to write it in terms of energy. Okay, your answer is A. Lambda is equal to h over square root of 2 MeV. Okay, and the last question for today. We are concluding with an SHM question again. What is the displacement of the mass at a time t? So you are asked to find velocity and displacement. Okay, the answer is D. So guys, you can take a screenshot or something, but the answers would be discussed. So if you feel that this was useful, I would request you to register for the next 3 classes so that we can have a discussion of how to come up with an answer quickly and also deal with this A1 topic, A2, and topic A4, which is rigid body mechanics. So I hope you could get something important from this session. If you find it so, please do register for the next 3 sessions as well.